Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. I pay my obeisance to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Shri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Valvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Srimad Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that are watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that are going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. The topic for our discussion is the Bhagavad Gita, the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita worldwide. This topic, when it concludes, will integrate all of humanity into the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. This is why the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And I will prove that the Kurukshetra exists in every human being. So it's going to be a long journey. You have to be loyal and you have to be, as people in the NA say, plugged in. I learn a lot of words and meanings and descriptions from the NA when I attend these meetings. So if you remain plugged in, you will get and reveal knowledge that you have within yourself. And two meetings this week stood out for me where the essence was higher power. When you surrender to a higher power, then the desire, not only for the drug, but all desires are relinquished. So I wanted to link that to the Kurukshetra. But before I go there, the practical Kurukshetra war that took place in the Mahabharata. There's a subtle reason for the practical war that took place. And the reason is, when you teach a child between 3 and 4 to count, if you tell the child 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, the child does not have mental capacity to grasp how 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Similarly, we have to take 2 apples or any 2 identical objects and give it to the child and say 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Then you ask the child, what is 1 plus 1 equal to, and what will the child tell you? How will the child come to that solution that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2? He will see the first apple and he will see the second apple. He will say 1 apple plus 1 apple is equal to 2 apples. Similarly, God practically showed through the Kurukshetra war the divine side and the demonic side. If you just read from the Bhagavad Gita, divine qualities and demonic qualities, you are a child, aren't you? How many years old you are? It will be difficult for you to conceive the demonic nature versus the divine nature. So God practically put millions of apples on the Kurukshetra field, and from that apples you can see what happens. Do you understand? Now it is easy when we say your behavior away when you are holding that polystyrene, and you was in intoxication, your behavior was similar to Duryodhana. You had an evil, demoniac behavior through the polystyrene. Yes, Avi? Right, now we can say that because practically we can show, and you can see Duryodhana in the Mahabharata. Is he there? Does he have demonic behavior? You and the polystyrene, is it demonic behavior? Any intoxication is your God is the demon. Any intoxication, you are controlled by a lower power. The devil is your God in intoxication. Who's your God? Devil. Arnold, who's your God in intoxication? And in recovery, the Supreme Lord. So as long as anyone is in intoxication, either alcohol, drugs, sensual, sexual, you are controlled by. That is why you need a higher power. A higher power. So in these NA meetings I was hearing how the higher power salvages the human from the lower power. So there are two powers, and that two powers make your Kurukshetra. You can't have Kurukshetra with one power. You have to have Kurukshetra with two power. Your higher power and your lower power. You are the demon. If anybody go and drink tonight, who's your God? Sean? Sean asked me permission, not my Sean, my other Sean, until 31st of December. Alright? He wanted a whole week more with the devil. But the fact that you make a decision, you want to leave the devil and go to God, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. And that is the real Kurukshetra. That war that you saw on the battlefield between Duryodhana and Arjuna was to show you the Kurukshetra inside in your mind. The real Kurukshetra is the subtle mind shown to you through the various actions of the various actors. These were actors. That is why God had this war take place. Where did this war take place? Kurukshetra. Why did it take place in Kurukshetra? Because it was a Dharma Kshetra. What is Dharma Kshetra? Dharma Kshetra is the field of righteousness. Duryodhana was on one side, territorially, and the Pandavas was on another side, territorially, and Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra was a neutral ground. So they fought in a neutral ground. Then it shows that all the evil kings of planet Earth, remember 5,000 years ago, planet Earth was run by an emperor from India. Emperor from India controlled the entire planet Earth. Planet Earth is called Bharat Varsa. Planet Earth is called Bharat Varsa. Alright, but as Kali Yuga came in, Kali, you know Kali? Not Mother Kali. Kali from Kali Yuga. Kali from Kali Yuga. And one of, he asked King Pariksit for a place to reside on planet Earth. He didn't have a place to reside. So when Kali Yuga entered, when Lord Sri Krishna left, so one of the places was brothels, gold mines, gold, brothels, gold mines, gold, and places of gambling. Places of gambling. Alright? And we learn from our own examples that what the NA call gullies is actually brothels and drug den merged in one. There's 50 women outside. I don't know if anyone saw Anand. Didn't have a bath, I think. I don't know how many. Alright, there you see them hovering. That's where Kali of Kali Yuga lives. Who lives there? Kali of Kali Yuga, and he keeps you there. Who keeps you there? He keeps you there. It's in the Vedas. It's in the Vedas. Kali, after whom this season is named. This season is named after a demon. We are living in a demonic season called Kali Yuga. In this season, 75% of all humans will follow Kali Yuga. Will follow Kali from Kali Yuga. So it is calibrated, constituted, and computed in this universe. Your karma from a previous life will tell you what percentage of your lifetime you will be associated with Kali and what percentage of your lifetime you will be associated with Lord Srimad Narayan. It's computed. And I get an average. A drug addict's average life is 15 years. In active addiction. An alcoholic's average life is 15 years. Okay? It's, do you know people consume drugs every day and don't get addicted to it? Do you know people take alcohol every day and don't get addicted to it? I used to be amazed in my drinking lifetime. I used to drink with 4 friends. Monday morning, the 4 can get up and go to work as if nothing happened. Alright, my 2 mamas, they used to open the old cane. Now when you remember the old cane, where it was written in the back there, you read 45% or 100% molasses. That ship that never sank, Navin. All his consumers sank, but that ship sailed. You remember the ship Navibad? Yes. My mamas, they were builders, two of them. May their soul rest in peace. They used to open. I was just smaller than Yadvan. Cut, they opened a bottle. Two brothers, two bottles came and they'll down it without taking the neck out. See, Ram's mouth is open. Open like the bottle is. His lips was in the position like this. Alright? Then they used to put the bottle down, both the brothers, and then they'll eat about 20 rotis. The rotis used to be high like this. And then they used to carry me on my stomach, and they were tall to the ceiling. They never needed the AA. Then they started smoking mandrax. And they were normal ganja smokers. Normal ganja smokers. And I remember when I closed Beetle in the market about 25 years ago. Anyone remember Beetle? Dhaka, Dana, you remember? The whole charge office was full. And I took a good couple of bags for my two mamas. My mamas. I locked Beetle up for selling the drugs. Look at my Kurukshetra, where I'm displaying Dhritarashtra now. My character is displaying Dhritarashtra. I detained that man for the Dhaka, and then I had a passion for my mamas to smoke. The same Dhaka, I filled my boot up. I had a Cortina 3-liter GLS. You remember those cars, Norman? Kenwood XR6. So I bought the executive brand. I like the executive brand cars, the unique one. Alright? Then I took it home and I distributed it to my two mamas. They had a supply for 6 months. They wrapped it in foil. Norman, too late to get in these annual tips. Alright? But they wrapped it in foil, they compressed it and they kept it in the fridge. And they smoked it for 6 months. But they didn't need the NA, they didn't need the AA. They were drinking a whole lot. Christmas I used to go there for school holidays. They had one room, my grandfather was alive. There was so much of discipline that my mamas never smoked. They were deadlies. My mamas were deadlies. They never smoked in front of my grandfather, and they never drank in front of my grandfather. Although my grandfather should live in that house, they always ducked, because that was a discipline, absolute pure discipline. Although they wobbled when they saw, and my grandfather was also disciplined. When he knew his sons were having a good time, he won't come out of his room. You understand? Discipline, both sides. So, I'm using my mamas, and I'm saying, drug does not make everyone an addict. Alcohol does not make everyone an addict. Have you all experienced this? All of you all? It is your karma. It is your karma that makes you an addict. Deep, Norman, but it answers our question when we look at why our neighbor can smoke, nothing happens to him. His behavior is normal, he respects his wife, he respects his children, he does not go to the gutters. Alright? Does it balance? Because that should be a question on all our minds. Why two people consume the same amount, one is affected differently and one is not. Now you have an answer, Rani. Got an answer? Yes, this is our answer. But those that suffer for 15 years, Norman, I don't know, is this the average? If we take all the average, we get an average of around 15 years?
Not sure.
Not sure. But from what I heard, everyone used 15 years they suffered, 17 years they suffered, then they came to the NA. So that amount of suffering is actually, when you get into recovery, is actually your austerities and penances where you find God. Because in the Bhagavad Gita it is stated, you just can't find God, you have to sacrifice. When you suffer this addiction and your gift is God, is it not worth it? Is it not worth it? Because others can live the whole life and have no God. Do you understand? So I'm going a little bit deep here because I started last week, I said I'm going to intertwine intoxication. I'm going to intertwine intoxication with the Bhagavad Gita, and I'm going to intertwine Kurukshetra in intoxication. So I'm combining. So let's be realistic today, right here in Durban, right round us. Because this is where I'm a guru, this is where I must start. And this is where the Bhagavad Gita must become meaningful. I just can't, from a distance, tell you what the Bhagavad Gita is about. I must actuate the Bhagavad Gita in you. Yes or no? So what are the Kuruksetras? What is the Kuruksetra in your mind? Common Kuruksetra in your mind. Intoxication? Yes? Daughter-in-laws? No, I'm being true, I'm being honest. Is a daughter-in-law part of Kurukshetra? Lokesh? Wrong day you decided to attend satsang. And this is the most ironic part. Malin, don't get excited. This is the most ironic part between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Rani, you'll agree just now. When you were a daughter-in-law, Rani, you had different principles. Now you're a mother-in-law, you got all what you did and abhorred when you was a daughter-in-law, you reverse it when you become a mother-in-law. Have we noticed it all over? All the things you did as a daughter-in-law, now when your daughter-in-law do it to you, then it's not. Tanya, what you going to do to Rani? She's smiling, she said, I'm getting license from the Guru. But this is a Kurukshetra. Is this not a Kurukshetra when a marriage happens, a daughter-in-law comes in your house, takes your son away, which you grew and groomed for many years, and then she changes the dynamics. Is it happening in our lives, Norman? Yes or no? Not your life particularly, but do you know that in our community, this is part of the Kurukshetra? Yes or no? See, when I grew up in my grandfather's house in Overport, all the daughter-in-laws would stay together, Malin. all the grandchildren should stay together. And on a Saturday, one daughter-in-law, we weren't very rich, but one daughter-in-law will cook tripe, another daughter-in-law will cook liver, another daughter-in-law will cook chicken feet, and then they'll share it. They will share it. What was the energy that time? What was the energy in the family that time? I had 4 mamas living there. Each had about 6 or 7 children, and I used to go there for holidays. How many cousins? You can't go complain. One child can't go complain to his father that the other cousin whacked him, because he'll get whacked. As soon as he complains, he'll get whacked. So there was harmony, there was love, there was unity, and there was chicken feet with liver and fried brains. You see all these butcher shops? I'm just giving you a fact. All these white butcher shops, they didn't know the value of offals. But see how intelligent Indians are. They used to take the offal at a very, very low price and cook delicious meat. You understand? That was the intelligence of Indians. Only now they learn chicken giblet and chicken heart. You pay a few bucks for it for a kilo. Those years it was almost giveaway. Okay, and that is why Indians in South Africa, you only had meat on Saturdays. And your mother should dish out. Who should dish out? Your mother should dish out, so she gives equal pieces to all the children, because the pieces were limited. Pieces were limited. Today what you're doing with the pieces, Tanya? Take a bite, don't like this bone, throw it that side, put in a bowl, take another one, take another bite. Yeah? So that time we came up with discipline, righteous principles. It's part of Kurukshetra. And you can see how Kali Yuga, only in our generation, Norman, how Kali Yuga manifested itself. You don't have to go 5,000 years ago. Look when you and I grew up, and Cyril, right? Although Cyril is double our age, is still in our generation, and look to now where the children are and how Kali Yuga has influenced. Can you see? Can you see the Bhagavad Gita being relevant today? How do we stop this Kurukshetra that's happening inside our families? How we stop this Kurukshetra through intoxication? How do we stop this Kurukshetra through desire? That is why God gave us the Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is for everyone. Kurukshetra is going in a Muslim's mind, Kurukshetra is going in a Christian's mind, Kurukshetra is going in a Jew's mind. So again, the power of God. Just 3 or 4 days ago, I don't know which of my 2 sons, I was telling them that the NA is the best platform for oneness, and oneness is in the very first scripture in the Rig Veda. God said we are one big family, and I said I haven't seen a Jewish drug addict yet. But that same day I think I went for service, Norman, and one guy said I'm a Jew. And I know him, he was there for my birthday, you know him as well, and he identified him as a Jew. So God covered me, you know, in my discourses. So we even have Jews that are intoxicated. You understand? So I want to bring chapter 1, verse 1 to a close. Okay? And I want to... Why does... I want to bring verse 1, chapter 1, verse 1 into context before I close. I'm going to read it. On the holy field of Kurukshetra, gathered together eager for battle, what did my people and the Pandavas do, O Sanjaya? So Dhritarashtra knows that the battle is imminent. He knows that the opposing sides are already about to fight. Why would he ask this question? Why is he asking this question? So number one, he uses the word Dharma Setra, field of righteousness. He's asking what are these two people doing? What are the two armies doing? Because he was afraid what happens on the place of pilgrimage. What happens on a place of pilgrimage? What happens to your mind when you're in a place of pilgrimage? Whether you are demonic or whether you are divine, what happens to your mind in a place of pilgrimage? You see, Dhritarashtra had unlawfully usurped the kingdom of the Pandavas through his sons, and he was anxious now that the field of righteousness can influence the mind. Yes or no? How many of you come here with bad thoughts but leave with good thoughts? How many of you? Nirali? How many times you came to the ashram and then left? So Dhritarashtra, he asked this question because he was anxious that what if the demonic army decides not to fight and have a truce? If that happens, what will be the consequences? That they must return the land back to the Pandavas. So this is why he asked this question. Does it make sense? He wanted the war to take, and he wanted his sons to be victorious, notwithstanding the fact that Lord Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. And I hear in people sharing in the NA, because the NA gives me a practical solution to the Bhagavad Gita, that people were not afraid of God. Yes? In that state of mind, in active addiction, if I kept 1,000 rand here at the Lakshmi place and Sherwin was going past and he was inactive, what will happen to the 1,000 rand? I can't hear, don't cry. I'm using the example of Sherwin and I'm using the example of the ashram because who resides in the Sri Narayan Dham? Lord Narayan. Any money kept there belongs to who? Lord Narayan. But when you are on the demonic side, do you fear Lord Narayan? you don't have no conscience. Alright? And when you don't have no conscience, you want to win. And Dhritarashtra here, he got no conscience that Lord Shri Krishna is on the side of the Pandavas. Because on whose side God will always go? Whose side? And is Dhritarashtra in his normal mind? Or is he impelled by demonic nature? If you read the Mahabharata, you see he knows what the truth is, but he chooses his desire of his children. He knows what the truth. But after the Bhagavad Gita, you must read the Mahabharata. You can't read any Vedic text if you don't know the Bhagavad Gita. It's not going to help you. The Bhagavad Gita is your key to read Vedic text. Okay, so we're concluding the Kurukshetra, and we're saying you must do what the Pandavas do. They gave the army away to the demons. God had an army, and God had himself. And God asked both the divine and the demonic, who wants my army? Army is material, yes or no? Army can die, yes or no? Is God material? Can God die? So when he asks both of them, the evil is always materialistic. So the evil took the army, and the Pandavas, they represent righteous principles. They took God. So now when you are in a battle, any battle, in your family, in society, in any battle in your mind, that Kurukshetra is in your head. It's there all the time. Who you must choose? Ram, who you must choose? You must choose Ram. You must choose. When you choose righteous principles, then it means you're choosing God. So in every battle, there's a lesson here for you which starts today. If Norman and Rani is fighting, one of them have to ask who is on the side of righteous principles. Norman, what you must tell Rani? You are being influenced by Kali. I'm being influenced by Lord Krishna. Guru said you must listen to me. When you go home, Manu, you're fighting with anyone. Because if you don't do that, then my energy in this discourse is useless. You are the practical people here in this satsang that need to follow this. Whether it's in between mother-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, future mother-in-laws, future daughter-in-laws, future son-in-laws, future father-in-laws, in any action, if there is an interruption, then you have to come to this verse. You have to come to this verse and you have to ask yourself, which side will God be on? Then you take that decision. In the morning you get up, you surrender to God. Then whole day you will Duryodhan. Then in the night when you're sleeping, you surrender to God. Who are you really? You with the demon. Surrendering to God and living like Duryodhan, and in the night you say, God, I give gratitude, thank you. You are the biggest liar to yourself. You have to live God's principles. You have to live God's principles. The first thing you have to do is to admit your fault. Step number one, because as long as you don't admit you are faulty, your life will be faulty, yes or no? And I was very happy yesterday, Norman, you wasn't there, talk meeting, Sherwin shared. Alright? And Sherwin said, I don't know. That is the first admission you must make. Norman is smiling. Then let me give you a cherry on the top there, Norman. Then Martin. And I asked Martin filmed my wedding, I can't stop talking about it. I asked Martin, why didn't you get prophetic? And why didn't your mother buy you a camera where you could have seen my two sons and told me about it at the wedding? Alright? And the second part Martin shared, he said earlier this year in April, Sherwin said he knew. Then he had to take Sherwin outside and explain to him he doesn't know. And he was so pleased that Sherwin moved from I know to I don't know. And many people were happy. Yosh was happy. And I see Sherwin now. He left ashram. He left his father. Now he's embracing his NA family, which gives me a lot of pleasure. That is what you're supposed to do. And he's not moving, Arnold, with small NAOs. You know Sherwin. If he does something, he goes big time. He's moving with a big O's. With big clean time. He's surrounding himself with. That is what we should be doing in our spiritual journey. So Sherwin made me very happy when he said he don't know. And anyone here in this satsang who says they know, who says they know you're in the wrong satsang, you need to go open your ashram and become a guru like you. Yes, Norman? Yeah. Yeah? Because as long as you don't know, you will know. And as long as you know, you'll never know. Do you understand? So you have to keep the mind open, and that is why they say in the NA, open-minded. It's one of the criteria so that you can know. Are you satisfied? On verse 1, chapter 1. Because if I just read that verse 1, chapter 1, without explaining how you are involved in that verse 1, will this help you? If I take you to a car and I teach you to drive, but you don't have a car, and I teach you hours and hours to drive, Arnold, will it be beneficial to you? Similarly, your car is the body, and I'm teaching you to drive your body, your own body. This manual is for your body. This manual is for your body, and I'm teaching you how to drive it. Does it make sense? I'm teaching you how to drive your body. I'm not teaching you on a car that's general. That car must be driven like this. Will it help you, Shivani? But I'm teaching you to drive your own car. Each one of you, my message is unique to you. Yes or no? Right? Yeah, it's unique to you. I'm teaching you how you should drive your body. And I'm spending enough time. I don't know how many pages. There's quite a few pages here. They never number the pages. How many? Okay, pages are not numbered. This is chapter 1, verse 1, plus introduction. Normally, the summary is half a page. More than 200 pages. Normally, the summary is half a page. Can anyone go wrong if they follow the explanation that I have given you? How do you think Lord Sri Krishna feels when you absorb his essence into your life, verse by verse? How you think Lord Krishna feels? Where is he when he feels this? He's inside you. He's seated in your heart. And when you absorbing his instructions, he's the manufacturer. He is the manufacturer of your body. And when you following his manual, who created intoxication? Who is the creator of intoxication? Who? Who? The Supreme Lord. Then who will be the remover of intoxication? Does it make sense? Is it simple? He created intoxication. And when you turn to him, what happens, Norman? He removes it. You get the solution. He is the creator of intoxication. You can't go, those plants from where heroin is made, who created that plant? The creator. Who created your mouth? Who created your brain? Who created, what's that chemical? Dopamine. You know what happens? Drug and alcohol, it induces dopamine. And then when you take it again, it induces dopamine. And when you take it again, it induces dopamine. And then your brain gets used to. And then what happens? You have that obsession because you make the brain get used to dopamine. But what does narcotics does inside your brain? It changes the path of your neurons. You know your neurons make paths in the brain? Because it is tricked, the brain is tricked. Then it creates another path. When the brain is tricked, it creates another path, and that path keeps you obsessed. That path keeps you obsessed. But who lives in the brain? Who lives in the mind? The Supreme Lord also lives in your mind. Your mind is the software for the hard drive, which is the brain. Mind is the software for the hard drive, that is the brain. When you turn to the Lord, when you turn to your higher power, that higher power is also resident in your mind, which controls the functions of the brain. I'm saying this very easily, Norman, but this is the solution.
When you taste the high of the spirituality, relapse is not possible.
Impossible.
Because that high, no drug, you can even have 1 kilo of cocaine, cannot replace the high of spirituality. And relapse is not possible.
Impossible. That is why they say in the NA program, anyone who follows this program never relapses. And Lord Sri Krishna says here, anyone who follows him never gets back into sin, because his drug is intoxication, a sinful behavior. Yes? Everything is sinful. But when you turn to God, the behavior is no more sinful. Do you understand? So we understand in chapter 1, verse 1, we've been on this verse chapter for many, many weeks. My Bhagavad Gita won't be relevant if I don't bring in divorce. If I don't bring divorce is Kurukshetra in your head, because two people were not aligned. You're going to get divorced. Divorce, intoxication are prevalent in our society today. In every family there's a divorce going on in every family. I think only 10% of the families there's no divorce. The courts, when I had my law firm, I don't know how, 2009, our files were high like this. Divorce rate in 2009. Now, so many years later, I don't know how high. People are getting divorced faster than they got married. Excuse the pun. Ryan and Tanya, you all should be listening. Alright? And I told you, I enjoy these sayings when I go to the meeting. Take the cotton wool out of your ears and put it in the mouth. And then Keegan, Norman, he went even further. He said he had concrete in his ears. Ryan, I hope you don't have granite there.
You're going to take the cotton wool one side, put concrete the other side, so we go there, it
Stays there, yeah. I know many people in my satsang, they're sitting here, they're looking at me superficially. They say, hey, when Guru will stop talking, so we can eat and go back home. It's December, we got family time, my family, you know. My discourse is going through this side, coming out through this side. There's a special tunnel there. In this way, it doesn't even go down through the system and come out that way. Straight! Right? You're going to have a good mother-in-law about it. Your Kurukshetra will be on the righteous field. You covered. First mother downgraded the daughter with the truth. With the truth. Right, Ryan? I know you wasn't mama's boy. At least you can be mother-in-law's boy. Okay, Abir, play chapter 1, verse 2.
संजय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसंगम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्.
Okay, let me read chapter 1, verse 2. Sanjaya said, Sanjaya is the chief minister of Dhista Rashtra, he is sitting many kilometers away from this Kurukshetra battlefield. He is far away, many, many kilometers. And his guru is Veda Vyas. His guru gave him divine sight. His guru gave him divine sight to see the battle many kilometers away. And not only divine sight, he could go into the minds and understand what they were thinking. Also what they were thinking. So chapter 1 verse 2 immediately brings in the Guru principle. Immediately brings in the Guru principle, and everyone seated here and anyone around the world, if you follow the Guru loyally, the Guru will give you divine sight. There's it here in the Bhagavad Gita. That divine sight you can use and utilize for yourself. But before getting divine sight, Tanya, you will want divine sight to see what lion is doing whilst you're in Phoenix. No, Guru can't give you that. You got WhatsApp for that. Alright? This is divine sight. This verse confirms that if you're a disciple of a Guru, the Guru can give you divine sight. Vasan is not here. If Vasan is here, he will tell you, I took him to India and I gave him divine sight. He saw all the murtis in India alive. Here in the satsang, he also sees murtis alive. And some of you, every now and again, you can see Guruji. If I am not in a positive mood, then you'll see a tear on Guru's eyes, Guruji's eyes. Watch him. If you see him properly, my temperament is reflected through my Guru. Sometimes you'll see a big tear on the right hand side of Guruji's eyes. When Guruji is happy, you'll see his beard will come out of the photograph as if it's a real beard. And if Guruji wants to get more happy, you'll see him smiling, you'll see a real face. So whatever I feel on this side, I give some of you divine sight to watch Guruji. Only Guruji. When you're watching Guruji, you'll see he is animated. This is called divine sight. So this divine sight was offered first to Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra said, I was blind my whole life. This sight would not help me. And that is when it was given to Sanjaya. And Sanjaya had this divine sight. So he is watching this Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya is watching, and Arjuna is a participant at the Kurukshetra war. Alright? Are you understanding? So when I say Sanjaya, then Sanjaya is now explaining to, but it is not too hard to understand. If you want to watch a live, if Liverpool and Manchester is playing, can you see it live from England in South Africa? Can you see that live match? Can you see it ball for ball? Can you see Liverpool whacking the hell out of Manchester ball for ball? Huh? You see Liverpool always win? Huh? Because Liverpool is surrendered to God. Is Liverpool surrendered to God? Yes, because they say we'll never walk alone. They in total surrender. They walk with God, Nirali. They always walking with God. So you can see that match. And if somebody is blind seated in a room, can you explain that match that you see on the live to that person in real time? So don't look at the Bhagavad Gita as a myth. Technology today can prove that this can happen. Yes or no? That you can see a live far away. It's no longer a myth. Previously they took Bhagavad Gita as a myth when Sanjaya was watching the Kurukshetra from a distance. But now you don't have to take it. It's an actual science. Is it not an actual science? If a camera can see from here to there live, the human who invented the camera, you think can't see from here to there live? Are you understanding? The camera is just a mechanical device. Okay? So, Sanjaya said, King Duryodhana, on seeing the Pandava army in battle array, approached his teacher Duryodhana and said these words. Now, who is Duryodhana? He is the king of both their land and the usurped land. Yes? He is a king. But who did the king run to? Who does he run to here? His guru. His When you are agitated, whether you are divine or demonic, whenever your mind is agitated, you turn to your guru. Is that not a solid statement and understanding here in the Bhagavad Gita? In which verse the guru principle comes alive? Which verse? Very second verse. First verse, the demonic character comes alive. The second verse, to subdue the demonic character, who you must turn to? Who you must turn to? A guru. Chapter 1, verse 2, the most important takeaway on chapter 1, verse 2 is when you are unsettled, you must turn to your, even if you are a king. In our case, prince. You know prince? In our case, prince. No king or prince is higher than a guru. No king or prince is higher than a guru, because a king or a prince is a human being. A guru is a spiritual human being. There's a difference. There is a difference. A human being uses his 5 senses. A human being uses his 5 senses for discrimination. What does a guru use? What does a guru use? His soul. The guru, the soul, uses the body. Guru, the soul, uses the body. The human misidentifies himself as the body and uses the senses. Yes or no? Yes or no? When you read this Bhagavad Gita through your mind, you need a discipline. When you read this Bhagavad Gita through your soul, you won't need anything. Do you know that the soul has no senses? The soul, seated in the location of your heart, comes up to your eyes, comes up to your eyes and views the world through your eyes. The soul goes into the auditory canal and hears the world through the body's ears. It comes to the taste, to the tongue, and tastes the food through the tongue. Are you hearing? The soul uses your five senses and then it gets entrapped. It believes it becomes the body. So the Guru's job is to untrap the soul from the clutches of the senses. The Guru's job is to untrap the soul from the clutches of the senses. We're going to go into more detail, but I'm just bringing this part in the context of this verse. So Duryodhana is using what when he gets anxious? What he's using? What did he see? What did Duryodhana? His soul came through his eyes, and what did his soul see? The array of the Pandavas army. He saw the formation, and a demonic person is always in fear. A demonic person is always in fear, although his army is larger than the Pandavas' army. They were meticulous in their formation. Because wherever God is, that place or that entity will always be meticulous. Yes or no? So because God was on the Pandava side, on the Pandava's army, although smaller, to Duryodhana it looked more imposing. It looked more imposing because if you have a demonic nature, everything around you looks imposing, doesn't it? Ashmika, you shaking your head. Can you give me some examples? Are you understanding? Play the next verse. Verse 3.
Acharya
What happened?
Pasyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Sishyena Dhimata.
Okay.
Pasyaitam
Chapter 1, verse 3. Behold, O teacher, this mighty army of the Pandavas, arrayed by the son of Drupada, your intelligent disciple. Okay? Play the next verse. Verse 4.
Sura Maheshwasaha Bhimarjuna Samayuthi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha.
Play verse 5.
Drishtaketuschekitanaha Kasirajascha Viryavan Purujit कुन्तिभोजश्च सेव्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
Verse 6.
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्तः उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः
Verse 7.
युधा अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान्निबोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
Verse 8.
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान्निबोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
Carry on.
अन्ये च बहवः शूराः मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः
Verse 10.
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
Verse 11.
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिताः भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
Okay. Where is which verse I read last? Verse 2. Okay, 3. Behold, O teacher, this mighty army of the Pandavas, arrayed by the son of Draupadi, your intelligent disciple. Verse 4. There in that army are heroes, great bowmen like Bhima and Arjuna, Yuyudhana, Virata, Drupata, a mighty warrior. Verse 5. Dhristaketu, Setikana, and the valiant king of Kasi, Purujit and Kuntibhoja, and Saibaya, the best among men. Verse 6. Yudamanyu, the valiant, and the Uttamujas, the strong, and also the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi, all mighty warriors. Know, O best of Brahmanas, those who are important on our side, those who are the commanders of my army, I shall name them to refresh your memory. Yourself, Bhishma and Karna, the victorious Krishna Advatama, Vikarna and Jayaratra, the son of Somagata. Verse 9. And there are many other heroes who are determined to give up their lives for my sake. They are experts in using manifold missiles and are dexterous in battle. Number 10. Inadequate is this force of ours, which is guarded by Bhishma, while adequate is that force of theirs, which is guarded by Bhima. 11. Therefore, all of you, taking your places firmly in your respective division, guard Bhima at all costs. Alright, so I read the verses. Who spoke here? Who was speaking? Who's the speaker? Duryo? Yeah, the king, Dhritarashtra's eldest son, Duryodhana, he went to his guru, Drona Acharya, and he started pointing out Now, everything here is prearranged. Yes? This war is prearranged, the commanders are prearranged, everything is preset. You think there was a reason for Duryodhana to go and give these reasonings to his Guru? Was it necessary for him to go to his Guru and explain all of this? Drona Acharya is his military commander. He taught him all military works. Firstly, this is a war of righteousness over unrighteousness. Why did Drona Acharya, who's a guru, who's an Acharya, why is he siding with Duryodhana? Don't you think that's a question that should be posed? Why is a righteous guru siding with the unrighteous king? And this is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita, because you have to break everything into small boxes and explain each box. And explain each box. Rani is getting very tired. Why is the guru on the side of unrighteousness? And this is called divine principle. Who is Drona Acharya employed by? Who? Duryodhana. Who pays him for his military art? Who must he be loyal to? Who must he be loyal to? Duryodhana. Yes? And his grandfather Bhisma was a righteous person. Grandfather Bhisma was righteous. He never married. He was when a person doesn't marry, what you call them a brahmachari, and those that marry, what you call them? Brahmachari. Brahmachari, those that don't marry. Look at, after so long you came to a satsang to be identified as a brahmachari. Alright? So Bhisma, the grandfather, why is he on the side of Duryodhana? Because he gave a commitment. He gave a commitment that that land, that kingdom that is now being ruled by Duryodhana, he will give his life for that kingdom. He will give his life for that kingdom. Okay? Is that righteous principles? Is it righteous principles? You are finding it hard to understand? You need to box righteousness into compartments. So you had to be loyal to your country. You have to be loyal to your country. And I said earlier on that I'm going to intertwine my life, my personal life, would be verses in the Bhagavad Gita. So you all remember I said in 1978, and I think Norman sent me something, You sent me something, Norman sent me something on the school's boycott, all right, of 1978. I became politically activated. I became a political activist in 1978. But then in 1983, 11 November 1983, I joined the South African police force. Can you see the contradiction? I was against the political head. I was against the political party that was dispensing apartheid in South Africa. I was an activist from 1978 to 1980. In 1983, I joined the South African police force. I want you to understand that every society needs law and order. Does every society need law and order? Which part of the South African police, Norman, was involved in the apartheid state? So the South African police, Dana, had divisions. Which division was involved directly with the apartheid state? Security branch. Dana, security branch. So that it was a job of the security branch to detain activists like me when I was on the other side. But if there was a murder, if there was a robbery, if there was a rape, whilst apartheid is carrying on this side, was there a need for society to be saved from these criminal elements? Was there a need? So when I joined the South African police force, I did not join the security branch. I did not join the security branch. When I went for training in 1985, from January until the day I passed out, I was called a terrorist. The reason I was called a terrorist is because at that point in time, I think, I'm not sure, we need to research, I was the only student from university who joined the South African police force. We need to research, I'm not sure. But because I was in university, and the university, all the universities in this country repelled against apartheid, then they believed me to be a terrorist. Okay? And I was named terrorist at Ketamana Training College. Every lunchtime, which was half an hour, whilst everyone went for lunch, I would be doing press-ups and sit-ups and bunny hops. No lunch for me because I was a terrorist. Okay? My job, they gave me a bell. Every half an hour for every subject change, I was to go outside and ring the bell. And they would be seated there. Then, when it came lunchtime, I rang the bell. They would. Norman, Dana, you know this. Mango, hit a whistle there. That's all. When you hear that whistle in the training college, Dana, what it meant? Run. Run. And I had to run towards them. Whole 6 months, I was called a terrorist because I went to university and then I joined the South African police force. But when I came out, I did not work in the security branch. I did not apply to go into the security branch. I went because of that righteous principles that I had from a 6-month-old child. I'm not going to go back there. But you know, in this set of discourses, I told you, and then growing up, and then joining the South African police force, I was one of the top policemen in crime prevention in Bria. I only worked in Bria, 9 years, one station. And there were many times, Norman, Himalaya Hotel, you've done up. I went to Himalaya Hotel once, and I saw my table every time, and the waiter told me, there's somebody that's paying for it, you carry on, Adi. Alright? And I carried on. I loved to be intoxicated. I was young. I know. I had the same feelings. I loved it. And I told the barman, let it keep coming. Myself, Rajak. You know Rajak? He came here to one service. So 2 doubles were coming. Was flowing. Let's use the word flowing. It sounds better. 2 doubles were flowing. And then the person came, he hugged me, he shook my hand, and he cried. He said, I just came out yesterday after a 3-year prison sentence. Inside there, I only thought about you and how you changed my life and how you shaped my life. You are not only an officer, you're an officer and a gentleman. And you know the movie Officer and a Gentleman? Okay? It's because I worked. I took this criminal out of his crime and I made him a valuable member in society. Alright? So on one side, I'm in an apartheid government. And on another side, I'm doing social service for the benefit of the country. And I was getting paid by whom? I was getting paid by the government, and I had to be loyal to the government. But Raja could also tell you, it's in my biography, many ANC prisoners used to go through depression. When they went through depression, they should be hospitalized either at St. Augustine's or St. Aidan's. They needed these private hospitals. And myself, Rajak, and other policemen used to go and guard them. And whilst guarding them, we used to give them newspapers, we used to give them food, we used to, if they had phone numbers, we used to phone their families, and their families used to come to hospital because we were part of the same system. On one hand, we were working on this side, but on the other hand, we were supporting our brothers and sisters. And there is a Mr. Soni. You can Google Soni from textile and see if you can find him for me. I can bring him here to the ashram. His wife came and visited him at St. Aidan's Hospital, and when she went to the lobby, she gave birth. She gave birth. As I'm saying, I got no reason to make up anything in these discourses. Nothing can elevate me into any position. Yes or no? I'm seated here. There's nothing I can say will put the seat high or any higher. So this is a fact. Now you understand why Bhisma and Drona Acharya, although there was a field of righteousness, although Duryodhan usurped the land, they were working for where they placed their loyalties. Hard to understand, difficult, but you saw the Guru also placed his loyalty in the African National Congress, but went and worked for the National Party. But whilst working for the National Party, he maintained law and order in the country. Difficult, Norman? But you have to box it. You have to box it. You can't take the whole story and place it in righteous principles. It happened in the Mahabharata. It happened in the Mahabharata. We have to question. When you read the Mahabharata, won't you question why is a guru backing a demonic king? So that is the answer, and that answer comes through my own Kurukshetra, from my self within myself. And this is how the Kurukshetra in South Africa, that same people who was loyal to the ANC, they came into power, and what they did? They doing the same thing the National Party did. Yes? Are they not discriminating against everyone? Only an elite, maybe 40 or 50 people is eating from that big pot which we call economy. Yes? Is this not Kali Yuga? Same people who fought on that side are the same people today. You can name them. Norman, can we name them? All these ANC activists, when they came on this side, what they did? Our late Praveen Gordon, excellent speaker. His children are in every industry in this country. His family is in every industry in this country. Look at Shamila Batoy. A damn disgrace, don't you think? Huh? A damn disgrace. So the Kurukshetra, as I said, I have to explain from the Bhagavad Gita. I have to explain my own experiences. I have to explain our country, because this is where we live. Is it making sense now? Can you see these verses were spoken 5,000 years ago? Is it relevant today? Is it happening in our life? We can't leave it for 5,000 years ago. We have to intertwine these verses. When we intertwine it with my life, are we intertwining it with your life? Yes, because we are living currently. I'm living currently, you are living currently, and the world is at this present current status quo. Yes or no? So Bhishma, who was the grandfather, is on the side of Duryodhana because of his loyalty. He took an oath. He took an oath that he will be loyal to that portion of the country that belongs to Duryodhana's father, Dhritarashtra. Must he fulfill his loyalty? Are you getting a message here, Ashmita? Are you getting a message? You have to be, once you take an oath, once you take initiation, it doesn't matter how you see the Guru. How do you see the Guru? Verse 2 is about the Guru. How do you see the Guru? I said we have many lenses with which we perceive. If you're a liar, how will you see the Guru? Through the lens of a liar. Anos? If you were in a Ray-Ban with a liar lens, how will you see the Guru? As a liar. You're using the lens of a liar, on the other end what you're going to see. If you're using the lens of pride, how are you going to see the Guru? If you use the lens of anger, how will you see the Guru? Do you have any qualifications to see the Guru? What lens you must wear to see the Guru? To qualify him qualitatively. You must be seeing the Guru through your soul. When you see your Guru through your soul, because the lens that the Guru is using is through his soul, then you can see the Guru 100%. This is why we say, don't worry too much about the Guru. Don't worry too much about the Guru. Just surrender. Just surrender, because you can't see the Guru through absolute purity unless you are in a state of absolute purity. It's a Vedic injunction. It is a Vedic injunction. And that is why different people see the Guru differently. Soon as I tell Ryan, you can't get married to Tanya, what lens Ryan will start looking at? No, I'm serious. Huh? Daggers. His Ray-Ban to that. Flames. Huh? Norman? When you go home, he will tell you, hey, that's a fake Guru. He can't be a real Guru. I can't have my Tanya. Nah. The Guru was right. Norman, this is what they say. The Guru was always right until the altercation with that person. So he'll tell you, last week the Guru was right. This week he's in a demonic nature. Who'll tell you that? Right. You say, Dad, you and Ma carry on going to the satsang. I don't know what the hell you'll find there. I bred lucky for him. I hand-reared lucky for him. Now he's taken my eagle away. Because he'll be seeing me through hatred. As soon as I attack you, your lens is hatred. Nirali, you saw how many people hated me? People went to court for me, Norman. People went on social media for me. People did their best for me. They came and cooked for me. They washed my feet. They drank that water with which they washed my feet. Thousands of times. But as soon as I pointed a fault, as soon as I turned them to righteous principles, and they'll go right on social media, Guru was divine until he attacked me. And Nirali? But Norman, I don't think you do that, because I did an analysis of the people that took me on. And 99% of them, their eyes were not aligned. Am I right, Nirali?
You know what they say in our program, where in our book, it's not the drugs that makes us an addict, it's the reaction to the situation that we face makes us an addict, not the drug.
No, drug got nothing to do with it.
Because we can't handle the feeling what we did, we have to numb it now.
Yeah.
Not drug. Drug has got nothing to do.
Drug is always there.
So same now, when someone's upset with the Guru, we can't handle it. So the reaction now is like the drug.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to bring this. It's important to understand the Guru principle, Norman. Ryan. Important to understand the Guru principle, because you know Guru and you not seen through the same glass. The glass Guru is seen through, he can see everything. The glass you seen through got many shades. Up until the time all the shades come out, you have no qualification to authenticate a Guru. You have no qualification to authenticate a Guru, because the glass must be the same on both sides before you can authenticate a Guru. Alright, I know you guys are tired. I'm going to explain these verses. As I said, in the Bhagavad Gita, not all the verses will take 8 weeks. Alright? Here now, he is giving a description on how the formation of the Pandavas' army is situated. Alright? And I said, look at his evil mind. Next week we're going to go through his evil mind. For now, we read it. It might take us a few weeks now discussing the mind of a demonic personality. And then you can also equate, you must be honest. Because if you have some shrewdness in you, don't say Duryodhana is shrewd. Say me and Duryodhana is, Duryodhana and I are shrewd. Can you say that? If you want the Bhagavad Gita to heal you, the Bhagavad Gita is the only medication for mankind. There's no other medication that can heal you and give you happiness. See this happiness, like when Ryan first saw Tanya, what was secreted from his brain? Proper? Yes. It's only a chemical. It's only the chemical bluffed you that you have a heart-to-heart relationship with Tanya. You've been lied by a chemical. True or not true? True or not true? All material happiness is from a chemical in your brain. All material happiness is from a chemical in your brain. When your brain dies, what happens to the chemical? When the chemical dies, what it means, Ryan? That Tanya is only a temporary happiness. Tanya is only a temporary happiness. But when you realize quickly, go into Google, give me the definition of real lies. What realize means? Anyone else here with the phone? I want the definition of realization.
An act of becoming fully aware of something as a fact.
Read it again.
An act of becoming fully aware of something as a fact.
Okay. Read it again.
An act of becoming fully aware of something as a fact.
Right, I'm going to ask you all. That's why I asked him to read it 3 times. Read it one more time.
An act of becoming fully aware of something as a fact.
Okay. So you all heard many times the Guru use the word self-realization. What does self-realization mean?
From belief to self-realization. Come to belief and then acknowledgement, you know,
What is that belief?
experience.
Self-realization means I have now realized that I am not this body and I am the soul factually. I am the soul factually. Right? When you realize that you are the soul factually, then Tanya and that chemical from your brain will disappear. Now you will get happiness from your Creator. Direct connection to God, because your quality, you have two attributes. One is knowledge and one is blissfulness. Nothing else. The soul only has two attributes. One is knowledge and the next is blissful. When you feel that blissfulness is not secreted from the brain. It is your natural state, which the brain is hiding and giving you false happiness through dopamine. Do you understand? Brain is giving you false. When you buy a new car, false happiness. When you met Tanya, false happiness. Let me say it one more time. When you met Tanya, dopamine, false happiness. But when you realize that you are the soul, then you won't have desire for anything that your brain can excrete, any dopamine, any chemicals from your brain. You won't need it, because there's nothing greater than the blissfulness of the soul, which is qualitatively the same blissfulness as the Supreme Lord. So I'm going to make a bold statement. I'm going to say that there is only one difference between you and the Supreme Lord. The attribute of the Supreme Lord is infinite knowledge and blissfulness. The attribute of the soul is infinite knowledge and blissfulness. Only one difference. The Supreme Lord creates, you cannot create. Are you understanding? All of you understand? Ryan, you especially, want to go back to your seat and understand it. Tanya, don't feel so bad. I'm just I want Ryan not to be attracted to you through dopamine. He must be attracted to you because of who you are. He must be attracted to divine qualities in you. He must be attracted to the righteous principles in you. He must be attracted to the loyalty in you. And he must be attracted to your sense of divinity. That's when a marriage stays. Because see, Sherwin is on his dopamine, Sherwin and Malin, they are enjoying the dopamine secretions at the moment. I don't even get a call from him. Alright? They're on the honeymoon. They're on the honeymoon. Malin too, not even a WhatsApp, how you dead. Before she was far, I knew she needed a lot of data to contact me. Now she's just across the bridge. Alright? That dopamine is. Then 1 year later, 2 years later, we are in Malin. Now you dead. Good morning, dead. Soon as the dopamine finishes, what happens? Then you start seeing the real wife and you start seeing the real husband. The mask falls off. I'm sorry, Tanya. Hey, Tanya now looking at me. That look she give her mother when her mother is enraged with her. Alright? But that's the Bhagavad Gita and that's the exact truth. And throughout the Bhagavad Gita, God tells you, surrender to me. When you surrender to me, there's nothing greater than the surrender to the Supreme Lord. And for that you don't need brains. You use your mind. So I want to say, 31st is on which day? Thursday, Wednesday. Make sure everyone who belongs to this ashram is here. I want to start our meeting at 8 o'clock. I want you all to be free. I want you all to be any policeman here, any fireman here, anyone from the Navy here, any soldier here, any doctors here, any nurses here, so nobody will be called on special duty in this country.
Essential services.
There's no essential services, nobody, which means everybody can be here. If you can't be here, I want you to show me your boarding pass. If you're going to be flying to another country or out of the province. If you don't have all of that, you have to be here on the 31st at 8 o'clock. The meeting is important. Okay? So in this meeting, we're going to change some trustees, we're going to add, we're going to subtract, we're going to bring on board. So the Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation, right on the top, is a registered foundation. Then below that is the National Executive Committee. So some members can be in the foundation and in the committee itself, and some can be in the... Those that are in the foundation, you're all going to sign a resignation. So you all don't do what Prince did. You all can't steal my Acharya Shyam Ramanuj Foundation. Soon as you leave, I'll take you out of Supro. Okay? Because this is not a material organization. You can, 4 of you all can gang up. There'll be 5 of us, 4 of you all gang up and take the Guru out. This is not a material organization. Then you'll go down the road and open another ashram. Then you see Lokesh there as a Guru. Guru Lokesh. And Ram is his right hand man, carries the umbrella. And there in the back, there's a sacrificial area, about 10 goats waiting to be cigared. Lord Ram is the head priest for that. Ram. You all understand? So we must be here on the 31st. Meeting is more important than that satsang on that day, because we need to get our structure right. We have an accountant, we have a bookkeeper. Vasan is coming with all the, whatever happened to the money. I think this year was the most amount of money that went through the foundation. All the other years, couple thousands were there. But we have a bookkeeper with a legal organization, and it is necessary. I didn't have AGM for 2 years because we didn't have the quorum. Now we have the quorum, we can continue with our AGM. So Wednesday, everybody comes. If it's not raining after lunch, John will put the chain on the driveway. There's weeding. Not reading, because God made the... You all are so special devotees. You know, I must say, I haven't seen more special devotees in the world. That God even made it rain yesterday, so you don't have to use a lot of energy to pull out the weeds. Hey, you all are very, very special. I'm honored to have you all as aspirants, alright? So after eating, there'll be weeding. Side, driveway, coming down, wherever you'll see weeds as a family, pull out the weeds. It is necessary. There's a psychological effect in weeding. You see, I planted roses. I planted palm. I planted beautiful flowers. Did I plant weeds? Did I plant weeds? But weeds continue to come. Similarly, inside your mind, I can plant divine principles. Norman, you'll agree with me. But would the weeds keep coming? without anyone planting them in your mind?
But if you don't clean the garden, how are you going to see the weeds?
Yes, so you need to continuously clean the garden, both the ashram garden and the garden of your mind, Ryan and Kanya. Alright? And Ryan is the animal specialist, so he'll deal with the frogs, with the frog eggs, and whatever else. Whatever else is there. Okay? Then Shivani, because her dopamine is obscured, thinking she's sitting next to her husband, she forgot to ask a very, very important question, which she WhatsApped me yesterday and we spoke about it today. Lokesh, that enzyme is running in the brain. You're doing a good job. Alright? So, I asked Shivani to remind, I asked all of you all to remind me how I use water. How I use water to heal. Okay? So in chapter 7, Lord Shri Krishna states that he is the taste in water. Amongst other things, he states that he is the taste in water. And in chapter 18, Lord Shri Krishna states that there is no one more important to him than that person who shares the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita to the world. Two things. I want you to listen. One, he is the taste of water. In chapter 7, one must look it up. And then in chapter 18 he says, there is nobody more important to him than one who shares the Bhagavad Gita to the world. So if Lord Krishna, if I, since 2013 have been sharing the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita to the world, and I have been healing with water from 2014, from here, any part of the world as well. Okay, from here to any part of the world as well. I even healed my Guruji's family with water. From here, my Guruji's family, not going outside Nirali. My Guruji's family, grandchildren's wife, I healed them with through water from here to India. Alright? It is very, very simple. It means, chapter 18, there is no one more important than one who spreads the Bhagavad Gita. It means I can instruct, God takes instruction from his bona fide devotees. I'm using the word instruction. God becomes the servant of a bona fide devotee, be it a guru or be it anyone else. God becomes the servant. God starts serving his bona fide devotee. So when you come to me and I ask God to release whatever is wrong with you through water, will God obey me? He will obey me. There's two scientific reasons I'm giving you. One, because it's a Vedic injunction, he says itself. And two, because he says he's a taste in water. If he is a taste in water, why can't water heal you? If it is connected properly. I've done over 1,000 water healings, I think, I don't know. Nirali? Over 1,000? More. I've done it in live satsangs. Yes, while people had headaches or whatever aches they had, they came to me whilst I'm giving my discourse and I gave it to them, they went back, the headache ran away. So the Bhagavad Gita is absolute science. God is the absolute scientist. NASA can't be the absolute scientist. Every day NASA is still learning. God is the scientist. This universe is made up of science. You are a frequency. I am a frequency. And God is a frequency. When all the frequencies align, your life will come right. Are there any questions? For Thursday, Shivani, I need 40 copies of the Constitution. I need 40 copies of membership form. You have to sign your membership form before the meeting to be a participant in the meeting. These meetings are not how we have material meetings. Guru nominates, Guru terminates. When I nominate, you can second the nomination. It will happen quickly. And if any one of you that would like to serve on a particular position, don't hit a prakash. Don't hit a prakash. I don't want anyone in prakash consciousness. I want everyone in guru consciousness. Everyone in guru. Don't promise the guru the world when you can't even give the guru 1 meter of land. Huh? Alright? But when I give you a position, then you must do your very best in that position. Because Sanatana Dharma stands on 3 pillars. Seva, Simran, and Satsang. Sanatana Dharma stands on 3 pillars. What is Seva? Reading immediately after eating today. Seva. Simran, whilst you're reading, meditate and say, as I'm pulling this grass out of the earth, I'm also pulling my pride out of my mind. Yeah. Anyone got pride problem, anger problem, hatred problem, jealousy problem? All those problems you got, as you practically, the weed is your Mahabharata, and your subtle Kurukshetra is your mind. Pull out the weed, Divashka, pull out the weed of anger. When you pull out all, you only deal with anger today, Divashka. Your meditation must be anger. As you pull out the weed, pull out the anger from your mind. See, Tanya? And you said, Guru don't love you. Alright? And whatever is your highest vice, whatever is your highest vice, pull out my weeds with your vice. The weeds is the actual Mahabharata, and the action of pulling out the weed is the subtle Mahabharata in your Kurukshetra mind. Okay, so everyone is happy, we ready to roll. On Thursday, everyone must be here, and I'm just remembering, anyone that I have healed, don't take it for granted. Please do follow up with the Guru. Please do follow up with the Guru, because you saw I planted, when I'm healing, I'm planting roses. But what's happening? I never plant weeds, but the weeds keep on coming. Okay? Anything else, Shivani? Okay. So, please, Shivani, before you leave here today, see if you get a copy of the Constitution. Phone Jessica, see if she got it, and see if you get a copy of the membership. Jai Shri Narayan.